Hello everybody and welcome to Poland Daily Travel. We're talking about the Warsaw Uprising, and this is a good place to continue our story. This is Fort Legionowa. It's one of a series of forts that encircled the Citadel built by the Russians in the 19th century. One of their favorite projects. The area here is right on the edge of the old town area, which was defended by the Poles just across there. Germans were here. So it was, they were right on the doorstep facing each other. The Citadel always stayed in German hands during the uprising, and extended from here right along the river to Żoliborz, which was in the hands of the Polish insurgents. We call them insurgents, the Polish patriots, if you will, the home army, let's call them. Now, this building is also important because one of the biggest catastrophes of Polish intelligence, the Polish intelligence service, happened at the beginning of the war when this building was captured by the Germans, and it contained all the intelligence records of the Polish army and the government, and led to the capture and death of many, many Polish agents and others related to the intelligence services. So it was an important building occupied by the Germans from the beginning of the war, and it remained with them through the war. It's now a place for parties, banquets, wedding receptions. I went to a wedding reception there, and it was quite enjoyable. So anyway, that's all we've got for this. Let's move back around. I'll show you across the street another fence with bullet holes in it. It hasn't been replaced in the government printing house. So let's go and look at that. Okay, welcome back. Just crossing over from the Citadel in that park, and this was the government printing house. Now, its fence is another fence that's been here since the time of the uprising, just full of bullet holes. Many of them, I mean, it's all just bullet holes here. Chunks taken out all along this fence, because this was the northernmost defensive point. You can see Fort Legionowa is right there, right? And other fortresses going all the way to Żoliborz. You see, they couldn't link up. The Germans kept hold of the Citadel, which was never supposed to be taken. They were taking the old town, the center, Żoliborz, taking all these different areas, Mokotów. They were waiting for the Russians to come in. They didn't expect to have to take the Citadel. It would have taken an enormous amount of troops to do that, and weaponry. It would have needed artillery. I mean, it's still today a sturdy fortress, so used by the Polish army. So there was never any hope to take that. Therefore, it kept Żoliborz, which was important. It was also where, as you know, where the uprising started by accident on the 1st of August, but also important because it was close to the forest. And a lot of reserves and a lot of support, a lot of arms, ammunition were stored there. in the forest. Yep. Okay, so the new town this way, and the old town this way. Let's proceed that way, and see you in a minute. Okay, and this is Ulica Mostova, which is the main dividing street between the old town and the new town. It runs down to the Vistula, and would have been a road that would have been heavily defended because the Germans, of course, were on the Vistula bank pretty soon. They took that back from the insurgents. Right, so I'm Will Richardson in Warsaw. We're talking about the Warsaw Uprising and looking at places in the old town in this particular series. See you tomorrow night.